and welcome back to Ron Hasn't Seen. I'm Ron, and on this channel, I watch movies I probably should have watched a long time ago. Whether they be classics or just heavy pop culture references, these are things I've kind of felt escape my grasp when they're kind of in general knowledge. And today, I'm continuing a series on 80s films with 1986 Pretty in Pink. It's a teen film, comedy drama directed by Howard Dutch, not sure, and written by John Hughes. It's considered a John Hughes film, but even though he didn't direct it, it stars Molly Ringwald, John Cryer, Andrew McCarthy, and James Spader, with Harry Dean Stanton and Annie Potts supporting. The film focuses on Molly Ringwald's Andy as she struggles through high school. She's part of a working class family, her dad's underemployed, and she's kind of bullied by the richy kids in school. One day when she's working at her job at a record store, I believe it's called Trax, she meets Blaine, one of the rich kids, and they hit it off and she starts dating him. Blaine's best friend is Steph, who's already tried to hit on Andy at one point in the film and was rejected. And Blaine's genuinely trying to treat her right, but Steph and the rest of the preppy crew still just treat her like crap and ostracize her at the party Blaine takes her to. So Blaine begins to back off from Andy rather than be ostracized by his friends as well. Eventually, Andy decides she's going to show up at prom alone, and she reunites with her best friend Ducky after the two had fought about her dating Blaine. Eventually, Blaine does show up. He tells Steph off and apologizes to Andy and to Ducky. Blaine walks off, and Ducky tells Andy she better go follow him. She does. And then Ducky actually meets somebody at the prom as well. The film is inspired by the psychedelic Furs song of the same name, which Molly Ringwald actually introduced to John Hughes. And this is not the first ending of the film. Hughes originally had Ducky and Andy ending up together, but test audiences didn't like it, so they reshot it with the ending that we got. Apparently, the original ending is lost. Paramount has no idea what happened to it, so it's not on any special features or anything I've ever heard of. The cast had different opinions about the change. Ringwald liked the change because she felt it was more of a Cinderella story and Andy gets what she wanted the whole film. While Cryer felt the original film had set up the Ducky and Andy romance, and it was kind of the you're missing what's in front of you story, but, it didn't work out, and to make it up to Cryer for his character, that's why there was just the shot of Ducky seeing the girl smiling at him at the prom. I've always been a big fan of John Hughes stuff. The National Lampoon's Vacation movies, Home Alone, Breakfast Club, Weird Science, Ferris Bueller. And this one escaped my grasp because I thought it looked different, and it really felt different. It's not as funny. It has a much more serious tone, and that, even though I was expecting it, took me just a little getting used to watching this. I knew what my expectations were, and even though it was meeting them, it took a little time to settle in. Definitely funny moments. Annie Potts, Iona, the kind of the mentor character who runs the record shop, brings a lot of the comedy to the film. There's just it feels realistic. A lot of John Hughes films do, even if they're idolized realism. I mean, Ferris Bueller is more of a fantasy, but I think a lot of his high school dramas, there's a lot of realism even to these fantasy elements, and this one felt even more realistic than the others. The cliques don't all end up together at the end. People, feel like, yes, I'm going to be ostracized by one for joining another, and that, I like the idea of both endings that I've seen. I mean, yes, this is Andy's story, so maybe Andy should get what she wanted if we want the audience to be happy. And I understand Ducky's point of view, but Ducky didn't earn any kind of redemption to be the romantic interest at the end. He fights with her about her going out with Blaine, really insults him, and then later on when they're at a club, it happens again. He's just not a good guy to her for that second, like the middle third of the movie. And finally, his only redemption comes at the very end at prom. I think it wasn't earned in any way for that to get together, and I think this ending fits that better. And, it also gets rid of that nice guy deserves a girl kind of cliche that can be problematic. All the acting, I think, is great here. I think all the characters all the actors do great jobs as their characters. Even, the supporting cast. You really don't trust Blaine. You don't know what's going on the whole film, and that's how I felt until the very end. And, James Spader's always been great, and him just being kind of a D-bag this whole time, he plays it so well. I genuinely like the film, and I do recommend it. I, just hope you understand you're not getting Ferris Bueller's Day Off or Breakfast Club level film here, but you're getting something fun to watch. Not fun. It was fun. No, it's enjoyable. There's, as heavy as it is, there's nothing unenjoyable or depressing about it. They don't look at Andy's struggle, like being more of a working class family, as like a bad thing. It's just, she's working through it. She understands it. She understands the emotional traumas of her past, and she works it out with her dad. Everything about this film I did really like at the end. Just took a little bit to get going. So that's my review of Pretty in Pink. Next week, continuing this with Raging Bull, the Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro boxing biopic. So thank you guys for watching Ron Hasn't Seen. If you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe below, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.